Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please by all means just introduce yourself. Yes, I want to know your name. What is your name? Where are you watching from? And how did you find this live stream? Who actually sent it to you? I'd like to know. And if you're seeing me for the very first time, let me also go ahead and introduce myself while you do the same thing. So besties, my name is Miriam. I'm based here in California. I'm a wife, a mom, a student, an entrepreneur. I'm also a fashion designer. And in today's segment, we're talking about why discipline is more important than motivation. Yes, why discipline? We're talking about discipline over motivation, and it's the secret to achieving big dreams. Yes, so please make sure that you introduce yourselves in the comments because I really, truly, really want to know you. Where are you watching from, and how did you find my video? And in case you haven't seen my previous videos, oh yeah, go ahead and check them out because I always share grants information on this channel. But on Sundays like this, I talk about self development topics like this one. So let's get right into today's business. So I'm going to be starting with a few nuggets. I'm going to be starting today's live stream with a few nuggets that you need to take note of. Please always remember that you will not always be motivated. And that's why you must be disciplined. Yes, discipline is very important because discipline is what leads to motivation, not the other way around. Just in case you think, oh, yes, I need to be motivated. It is that discipline that will now lead to motivation. It is not motivation that leads to discipline. And the truth is, you will not always be perfect. No one is even perfect. And that is why you have to be consistent. Yes, because consistency leads to perfection over time. That's when if you're someone that struggles to speak, you don't have that confidence to speak in front of the crowd and you run away from speaking, there's no way you can get better at speaking. But when you do it over time, it now becomes a natural. You see what I'm saying? And that leads, like I said, it leads to perfection over time. When you're consistent, you become like close to perfect over the course of a time period. And many people have actually wasted their time waiting for motivation to get things done. And the truth is, see, if you wait for motivation, you never ever get things done. Many have actually wasted their life waiting for perfection, yes, to take action. Don't ever wait for perfection before you take action. That's why I always say this to people, especially people that are, planning to start a YouTube channel. I always say that if you have to be great to start. You don't have to start. How do I put it? You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. So just get started. And like I said earlier, it is discipline that leads to perfection. When you have done something over time, over and over and over again, you get better. Hey sis, thank you. Thank you so much for joining in. Welcome back to Canada. Nice one. So you have to do something over time, like over and over again, to get better at it. And like I said, you'll not always be motivated. Yes, your first try will not always be perfect. Yes, but don't let it stop you from doing what you need to do to become what you are destined to be. There are lots of times that honestly I would have given up on myself. When I try something the first time and it's like, it's hard. Because I never gave up on it, I got better. I gave myself an opportunity to get better at it. And I want to tell you today, I want to remind you today, even if you don't feel like doing something, right? Something that will help you, that would push you to the next level, please push yourself to act. Just push yourself to do it. Because guess what? When you push yourself, motivation will come. And even if it's not perfect the first time, just keep acting, keep showing up. Perfection will eventually emerge from it. And so please, whatever it is, today I'm going to be sharing you the nuggets, how I actually, help pushed myself, and developed a high level of discipline. People who know me one-on-one, people who know me personally, they know that once I set my mind to do anything at all, I follow through, even if I don't feel like I've gone beyond the point of saying, should I go or should it's a question of you must. However you're feeling right now is immaterial. Just get yourself up and do it. After thinking and rambling and stressing yourself over, should I do it or should I not? The interesting thing is you must. That's always the answer is you must do it. And the truth is, a lot of people live their entire lives running away from discomfort. You cannot run away from discomfort and expect to live a successful life. It's see, in success, a lot of times lies in, inside a whole like a high dosage of discomfort. And that's why I always say you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, which means you have to get used to the process. So you want to be successful. You see a lot of successful people, but do you know what they went through? You have to get used to what they went through. You have to get used to maybe waking up very early. You have to get used to being the last person to leave. You have to like beef up your work ethics. So if you're someone that struggles, or maybe you don't even have work ethics, you just however you're feeling, determines what you do. So if you don't feel like doing something, you just drop it. You start a project, you never end the project, you never complete a project, you never complete even a course. You start the course and you're like, oh my, it's tough, Joe. You stop. You do something else. It's hard, and then you stop, and then you just give up on yourself. See, I'm telling you today, if you really, you aspire to be like certain people, you look at successful people, you're like, oh, I really love this. You have to fall in love with that process. You have to fall in love with that work ethic. You have to fall in love with that hard work. Because there's no shortcut to success, and that's the truth. So a lot of people, like I said, they wake up early in the morning, they look in the mirror, they tell themselves, see, I'll do it tomorrow, Jerry. What tomorrow? I'll start a business tomorrow. I'll start my YouTube channel tomorrow. I'll, chase that dream tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll become that person. No, it doesn't work like that. It never, ever works like that. See, you have to stop giving excuses. You have to stop saying tomorrow, stop saying next week, stop saying someday. And I recall, when I became a Christian, when I gave my life to Christ, I think I shared the testimony in a group last week. And the preaching was about making that decision today, taking that bold step today. I remember Pastor Debo preached about being wise and being foolish. You can choose to be wise and you can choose to be foolish. And when you're foolish, you say, I'll do it tomorrow. But if you're wise, you take that action right now. And sometimes when you say you do it tomorrow, you may not even get to see tomorrow. And that is the truth of the matter. So quit saying, I'll start it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll try again tomorrow. Or I'll see if I can do it tomorrow. No. That is not how to get things done. If you really, really aspire to be successful, stop saying tomorrow. Stop saying someday. Stop saying one day. Right now. Yes, I'm telling you. Because the power to actually transform your life is not found in one kind of secret formula or one hidden strategy. It is found in one thing. It is found in your willingness to grow through deliberate action every single day, no matter what. And you get better at it. You get to a point that, a point where you can even bet on yourself. Like even you don't even need anyone to believe in you. You already know that. Come rain, come sun, you do it. You're doing the right thing. I mean, this is unrelated, but you're doing the right thing even when no one is watching. You're not waiting for someone to applaud you. You're not waiting for people to clap for you before you get things done. You do it regardless of how you are feeling. See, a lot of people are in love with the idea of success, but they're not willing to divorce from their comfort zone. They are so attached. They are emotionally, spiritually, attached to their comfort zone. They're used to doing the same thing over and over again. But see, if you really, really crave success, to be successful, then you have to fall in love with the process, with the work that it takes to become successful. So stop waiting for that perfect moment. Stop waiting for the perfect plan. Stop waiting for the perfect opportunity. Stop waiting for the perfect gadgets. Some people are waiting to get that massive ring lights, all the headlights, the headboard before they start a YouTube channel. See, success does not wait. It doesn't wait. And success doesn't care about perfect timing. It doesn't care about, okay, let me get my body to look like this. There's some people that do it too. Let me get my body to look like this before I click the start button, before I click the record button on my camera. Some people say, oh, let me get some aesthetics. Let me change my ceiling to POP before I start that channel. Guys, success does not wait. And it doesn't care about perfect timing. So go ahead and look around you right now. Right now, there is enough potential to change the world. There's enough. There's enough. You have it inside of you. If only you're willing to, give it a shot. If only you're willing to say no to all the excuses, all of those, excuses that you've built in your head. If only you're willing to say no to your comfort zone. I've always said this. I've said this so many times. I've said your comfort zone is a place where nothing grows. It's a place where nothing grows. Maybe it's time to change your environment. Maybe it's time to, get your own space. Maybe it's time to stop squatting with people. Maybe it's time for you to get your own, your own apartment. Maybe it's time for you to, change your job, change your school, get that degree, start a business, start that YouTube channel, start that podcast. Maybe and you have to get ready mentally for the work that lies ahead. It's not a park of it's not a walk in the park. It's not a walk. It's not a walk in the park. So you have to mentally stay ready and be determined to give it all it takes. Yes, because you have to stretch. You are so right, sis. Say no to the noise of laziness. I tell you, so you have to just be prepared for the work that lies ahead and be prepared for anything it takes. Yes, as long as it's legit and it's, pleasing to the Lord. It's not something illegal that you have to do. So you have to mentally stay ready, get ready, and I always say this, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Always stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So that anytime, what does that mean? We're going to talk about that much later, maybe on another episode. Staying ready so you don't have to get ready means that you continuously build on yourself. You are continuously growing. How do you grow? You're learning something new every day. You're doing something, you're adding value. You are learning something. You're reading books every day. You're not just staying there. Because the truth is, if you stay without learning, without growing, without reading, people will leave you behind. You'll be left behind, I tell you. And that's how life is. That's how the world works. So you have to get used to, not staying in your comfort zone. Because some people give a lot of excuses. Oh, when my kids are older, then I will do this. When I have money, I will do this. When I feel ready, I will do this. See, you have to do it regardless. You have to do it regardless. I'm telling you, one thing about saying someday I will do it, someday, sometime soon, one day, Sha. Guys, it is a disease. Yeah. Someday is a disease. It's a killer of dreams. It's an assassin of achievement. And it's going to probably cost you more. I tell you, it's going to cost you more opportunities than any failure ever could. I remember something my uncle told me a long time ago. He said, I tried something and I failed at it. And he said, you know what? You're still 100 times better than the person who never tried. It is better to try and fail than not to try at all. I'm telling you, because now when you fail, it gives you an opportunity to start again, this time more intelligently. You're using a different strategy. I mean, like I always say, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, which means you have to do it in a different way. Yes, you have to do things differently to get a different result. And if you have a business, or even if you don't have a business, this is the best time, if you haven't, to start preparing for 2026 by God's grace, to start creating your what's it called, your goals for the year. But what's that thing called? There's this newspapers and magazines that you tear, vision board. Yes, it's high time you start creating your vision board for 2026. So this is that time to do it. A lot of people don't want to take risks. Yes. A lot of people are afraid. They don't. I mean, the truth is you can't stay in your comfort zone and expect to grow there. Yes, you're actually paying a price. Yes, and the highest price of all, is the price of unfulfilled potential. When you advance in age and you look back and you're like, I wish I did this, I wish I did that, that's the worst feeling ever, and you can't take it back. You can't go back and do those things. I mean, 10 years ago, where did you think that you'd be today? Are you there already, or are you past there? Have you gone past there? So if you haven't gone past there, or you didn't even do it at all, can you tell me what actually stopped you? What was that thing that stopped you? Was it the obstacles, or was it just the comfort zone of familiar excuses that you've given yourself over and over and over again? What is that one thing? So guys, let's talk about the price of waiting. The price of waiting is not just the time. No, you're not just wasting time by waiting and saying, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next day, I'll do it next week. It's not just about that. You are missing opportunities. You're not only missing time, you're not only wasting time. You're gonna miss opportunities. You're gonna have stunted growth. You're gonna have your dreams deferred by yourself. You are the one postponing your own dreams. You're postponing your success. Let's wait until 10 years before we try. You're the one doing it when you can actually do it now. The price may actually cost you some comfort, but is it worth it? What's the pro? I mean, it's like saying, why should I chill here when I can be making more money doing this? You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe for lack of better words to use, but you have to understand that these are not just costs, they're investments. Yes. Every step that you take, coming out of your comfort zone, you're actually investing. You're investing into something. And rather than maybe if you're someone that watches a lot of movies, instead of watching movies, you are now investing your time and energy on something that would help you grow, that will take you to the next level, that will help you achieve your goals, that will help you achieve your dreams, that will help you bring that business idea to life. Then guess what? You are investing. You're investing in yourself. You're investing into your future. And like I always say, every uncomfortable action, every calculated risk, every moment of pushing past your fears, is not that you're losing something. You're actually gaining something. You're not losing anything. You're not. You're gaining strength. You're gaining experience. You're gaining confidence. And not all. You're also gaining resilience and discipline in turn. Yeah, so and that's the kind that comes when you take actions. When is the only kind that comes when you take action, when you stop postponing, when you stop saying, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week. So here's the real question. What price are you willing to pay? What price are you willing to pay? Achievement, whether you like it or not, is not free. If you want to achieve something, it's not free. I'm taking a course now, I'm taking a class. And the class has been very intense for the past how many weeks now? A couple of weeks. And I still have some weeks left, but it's been really rewarding. If you ask people who know me very well, I don't have that time. But it's something I have to carve out that time. Yes, to take these classes. And guess what? The rewards are tremendous. The rewards are way, way, way more than what I expected, and I'm still learning every single day. So achievement is not free. It actually has to cost something. Yes, it costs something. And if you're not willing to pay the price of discipline and your comfort today, you're going to end up paying the price of regret tomorrow, which is worse. Imagine regretting, I wish I went to school. I wish I do you know there are some adults that cannot read and write? They are able-bodied, they don't have any disabilities, but they just did not, and now they regret it. And now I kid you not. So if you're not willing to pay that price of discipline, if you're not willing to pay that price of discomfort today, you will end up paying the price of regret tomorrow. And the truth is, and I've said it so many times, there are no shortcuts. There are no easy paths. There are no magic solutions. It's just you. It's you, your dream, and the actions that you're willing to take today. So some people also say, natural talent. So people just have that talent. I don't have that talent. There's nothing in this world that you cannot learn. There's nothing. I'm telling you, there's nothing that you cannot learn. And yesterday, I saw a lady I think she's bracing up to become is it Grace or Spain? Yeah, you can verify this information. She speaks 12 languages, 12, and she's only 19 years old, and she speaks 12 languages. So was she born with it? No. She paid the price. She learned. But a lot of people think, hey, those people are just naturally gifted. No. You have to pay the price. You have to pay that price. Go through the process. Learn. You have to. You have to get started. So there's nothing in the world that you want to do, that you really want to achieve, that you cannot achieve. If your problem is, and this happens to the best of us as well. If your problem is, you sometimes, it comes to your mind, you know what you want to, you have an idea of what you want to do, but because you don't write it down, you forget, which is very normal. So please always write it down. Write down your goals, your list of goals, because sometimes you forget. And in the events that you forget, you can always go back to your notes and check, okay, I haven't done this thing and I said I wanted to do it. So it is always good to put them in writing. Put them in writing. I've told you, do not use the word someday. Don't say I'll do it someday, one day, I'll do it tomorrow. Please, you have to actually, put it in writing and then get things done. Guys, motivation fades. Motivation. Have you seen people in church? They listen to the sermon in church and they're like, pastor, preach it, preach it. After that sermon, they forget. They forget. So you see where discipline is more important than motivation. I'm telling you, motivation actually fades, but discipline stays. Because you see, discipline is not a prison, as opposed to what some people think. It is actually freedom. Because every time you keep a promise to yourself, you actually build confidence and you build identity. Yes, you start to build, that brand for yourself, whether you like it or not. People are watching, people are, they're taking notes. Even your kids are watching. So one of the changes that you can actually make, practical changes that you can make in your life today, can be maybe waking up early, reading instead of scrolling through the internet, through the streets of the internet, and doing the hard things first. That's something I've also learned to do. I do the hardest things first, so that the remaining is so easy, right? And that's why when I wake up in the morning, of course, yes, I read. I read the word, and I get to pray, and I do the hardest things first, things that require your mental strength, as opposed to just your physical strength. Your physical, anything that requires your physical strength is something that you can do even when your brain is tired. You know what I mean? Like cooking. You know what to do, you know how to cook, so you don't really need so much mental strength to get that done. And I've said discipline is that bridge between who you are and who you want to be. Discipline is that bridge between who you are and who you actually want to be. So you have to be disciplined at every point in time. So choose that over motivation. And I've always talked about the power of small consistent actions, the power of small consistent. If you're someone that struggles to read, for example, maybe you when you see the size of the book, you're like, this thing looks like I'm not going to finish reading it in the next 1 decade. Don't worry, it just looks hard, but it's not as hard as you think. So you can start with maybe a page a day. Yes. Or 10 minutes, reading every day. You can set your timer and do 10 minutes. You're like, okay, I can actually do 10 minutes. I survived these 10 minutes. Okay, let me do another 10 minutes tomorrow. And then over time, you see that, okay, you can actually stretch above, but do those tiny things every day. It's the consistency that matters. It is not the volume. It's not that you have to do something enormous, something really big. And a lot of times when you try to do it big the first time, you get discouraged. Maybe you want to start, going to the gym. And for someone like me, yes, sis, she said, discipline is that bridge between who you are and who, yes, discipline is, yes, that bridge between who you are and who you want to be. So maybe you're someone that wants to go to the gym every day and you want to stay committed. I was telling my husband this morning that, see, eating healthy without going to the gym gives you a kind of look, but eating healthy plus going to the gym, take what do they say now? They say clock it. Is it clock it or click it? Clock it. Yes, clock it. Clock it. It gives you that body that you've always wanted, So if you want to go to the gym every day, you don't have to do, because I do 1 hour 15 minutes on the average Once I do 1 hour 15 minutes, I'm out. I don't care. I'm out. So you don't have to start with 1 hour. You can even start with 15 minutes every day. 15 minutes. See, I tell you something. I've been struggling in the gym. I've been struggling with what's it called? What's that exercise? Like planking, right? I've been struggling with, I think it's planking, with it for a while. I was only able to do, when I first started, I was only able to do, I think, 20 seconds. Like it's a big deal. But last week I did 1 minute. With the planking, it's planking. It was really hard, you see, because I got consistent over time. When I first started, it was like, I can't do beyond 20 I cannot do beyond 20 seconds. But when I became consistent, yes, it's planking. I increased it to 30 seconds and then 40 seconds. Now I do 60 seconds. I'm like, Mike, 60 seconds planking. It's not like I didn't know it was possible. So you see, that's the power of consistency. When you're consistent, you realize that you can actually do more than what you have always thought you couldn't do. You can do much, much more than that with the power of consistency. Once you're consistency, you are good. And the truth is, success is not built in one day. It's not. Mm-mm. It is built day by day, because every small decision is a vote for your future self. And you don't need to take, like I said, you don't need to take massive action every day. Just consistent action. Just consistent action. And I mentioned, reading, for example. If you struggle with reading, you can just do 10 minutes every day. Even if you have to struggle through those 10 minutes, set your timer, 10 minutes timer. Maybe after 1 minute, you're bored or you want to put the book down. Tell yourself, you will survive this one. It's just 10 minutes. 10 minutes. And I promise you, if you were scrolling through maybe the streets of the internet and you're not adding value to yourself, you're not gaining any kind of knowledge, you can scroll for 1 hour and you don't know that the time has passed. But you see, that's how to develop yourself. When you do it consistently every single day, you get better the next day. So you don't need to take massive action every day. Like I said, you only need to stay consistent. And if you get 1% better every day, in 1 year, you're going to be 37 times better. And that is the compound effect. Yes, it gives you compound effect. When you actually keep working on yourself every single day, guess what? Before you know it, you get way better at the end of the year. By the end of the year, fear is not your enemy. Fear is actually your signal to move forward. Yes, I'm talking to myself as well, because every big decision that you have made actually came with uncertainty. A lot of times you're like, is it even possible? But you know what? Do it anyways. Do it regardless, because that is where growth actually happens. And I've always said that courage is not the absence of fear. It is taking action in spite of fear. Taking action. You'll be surprised that the best speakers, they still have anxiety issues. Yes. They are anxious, but they still get on stage regardless. Yes. So next week, next Saturday, by God's grace, I'm actually gonna be hosting an event next week Saturday, and I'm already having butterflies in my tummy. But you know what? I will do it regardless. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. It doesn't mean I don't have anxiety. Yes, you're gonna see me on stage, but it's a physical event, but I'll show up regardless. It doesn't mean I'm not anxious. It doesn't mean I'm not scared, but I'll do it scared. Yes, girl, I will do it scared, and I'll never stop giving this example that Rihanna made. She was interviewed one day and someone asked her, how do you show up, when you're not confident, or when you're less confident, or when you're not sure of yourself? Guess what she said? She said, that was when she said, fake it till you make it. You have to pretend that you're confident, but do it regardless. Don't just go and hide your head. Don't just bury your face in shame, or start looking down on yourself, or start telling yourself it's not possible, that you can't do it. You got to do it regardless. Yes. And every single time I come live, just so you know, every single time I come live on Sundays, I give myself a pep talk every Sunday. It's been how many years? 5 years of consistency, creating my live stream here on YouTube. But you know what? I still do it regardless. Yes, every Sunday it's a struggle. But you know what? I still show up regardless, for the most part. So you have to get used. You have to get used to the fact that it's not always going to be easy. You have to push yourself at some point, if not all the time, you know. So go ahead and get these things done. Get it done in spite of fear. I'm telling you, a lot of times fear will tell you to wait. Fear will say, Mama, don't do it here. Just wait, just wait. Courage will tell you, move. Anyway, just move. You know? So I want to ask you, what is one scary move that you're going to take this month towards achieving your dreams? What is that one bold step? I want to hear it in a comment, and I want to encourage you as well. I want to, also help you. I want to cheer you on your way to the top. And I also want to share with you, I want to, let you know that you're not going to be the first person and you won't be the last, and you'll get better at it. You're going to be successful at it. You only need to take one big step at a time. I don't want to, I would like to really continue with this topic because I'm really excited. And this is something that, I get a lot of people ask me all the time. So hopefully by next week, I'm going to continue with this same topic because I still have a lot of points to share with you guys. I want to say a big thank you once again for joining me. Yeah, okay. Oh, you want to make healthier meal? I love that. We can even build it together. Hopefully after this call, I'm going to call you and then we would, draft like a meal plan for the week. And that's one fantastic way to get ahead of things. So thank you all so much once again. Reading daily, we can do that together, All right then. Thank you all so much once again. I truly appreciate you. Please go ahead and watch my previous videos and do also like this video in case you have not liked this live stream, and do also share it with your friends and your village members. And of course, guys, I will see you next week. Take care of yourself. Bye for now, guys. Thank you.